Welcome to Rotten Damians. Today we'll be discussing the 6 most terrifying episodes of Smallville Season 3. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out parts 1 and 2 of this series. So starting at spot number 6 in chronological order, we have Season 3, Episode 3, Extinction. This episode follows Jake Pollan, a Smallville High student who possesses the power to grow gills and breathe underwater. He's also infatuated with Lana Lang, so he decides to stalk her while she goes for a swim, because you know, that always works better than just speaking to her. He tries to grab her, but ultimately he is shot and killed, freeing Lana. This episode shares parallels to Jack Arnold's 1954 Creature from the Black Lagoon. The movie follows a missing link in evolution called Gillman. He's the link between land and sea. A team of scientists arrive at the Black Lagoon to study Gillman. However, he has other plans. He grows a fascination with Kay, one of the scientists, and attempts to capture her. Unfortunately, he is shot and killed, freeing Kay. Here we see 2 stories of human-like creatures with the ability to breathe underwater, plagued with unrequited love, and who are ultimately shot, leading to their death. In spot number 5, we have Season 3, Episode 4, Slumber. This episode follows a girl named Sarah Conroy who moves into the house next to the Kent farm. She is stuck in a coma but possesses the power to cross over into other people's dreams. She enters Clark's dreams where they battle a monster-like figure. This episode obviously parallels Wes Craven's 1984 A Nightmare on Elm Street. The movie follows a sleep demon-like figure that torments a bunch of high schoolers in their dreams. If he kills them in their dreams, they will die in real life too. The teenagers eventually stop the demon by removing their fear, and he evaporates into nothingness. Here we see 2 stories of teenagers trapped in their dreams where they are being tormented by an evil sleep monster trying to kill them, but ultimately they save themselves from within their dreams. In spot number 4, we have Season 3, Episode 6, Relic. The episode goes back in time where we follow Clark's biological father, Jor-El. He falls in love with Lana's great aunt named Louise, but she is murdered and he is blamed for the murder. The episode follows a murder mystery format, and it is later revealed that the killer was Lionel Luther's grandfather. This episode does not parallel a specific horror movie, but rather a brilliant author named Agatha Christie. She wrote numerous murder mystery novels in the early 1900s, most notably the novel titled And Then There Were None, released in 1939. The novel has inspired the slasher genre and its many tropes. For an example, the novel follows 8 English people who are invited to a remote island. They are then murdered one by one and forced to scramble to find the killer before they are picked off. Here we see 2 stories of people involved in a murder where the reader or viewer needs to piece together who the true killer is. The book was also converted into a movie and TV series. In spot number 3, we have Season 3, Episode 9, Asylum. This episode follows Lex Luthor, who is admitted to Belle Reve Sanatorium. Inside the institution, his father orders electroshock therapy. Clark tries to save him, but ultimately, he's too late. This episode reminds me of Season 2 of American Horror Story, also titled Asylum. The show follows patients admitted to Briarcliff Institution, where they are forced to undergo research procedures like electroshock therapy, lobotomies, and many more. Here we see 2 shows that feature a mental institution that performs terrifying, harmful, and cruel practices like electroshock therapy. In spot number 2, we have Season 3, Episode 12, Hereafter. This episode follows Jordan Cross, a new student at Smallville High. He has the ability to see anyone's death with a simple touch. He confides in Clark, who uses his powers to stop the death premonitions from coming true. But that doesn't work, and anyone who is saved still gets stalked by death and lands up in another dangerous situation. This episode parallels James Wong's Final Destination, released in 2000. The film follows a high schooler who receives a premonition of his death. He tells a handful of other students, which saves their lives, but death, the hard worker, still wants them dead. So each student that survived suffers a terrible fate, where death makes sure that they still die. Here we see 2 stories of students who can see how others will die, but saving them simply prolongs their life for a few more days. In spot number 1, we have Season 3, Episode 14, Obsession. This episode follows Alicia, a girl in Clark's school who has the power of teleportation. Clark and Alicia reveal their powers to each other, and they have an immediate connection. Alicia soon becomes obsessive and is willing to hurt or murder anyone who stands in the way of her lover. This episode reminds me of another novel titled Misery, written by Stephen King and released in 1987. The movie follows a famous author who writes a book series about a protagonist named Misery. In the final book of the series, he kills Misery. In hopes of moving on to other projects, he celebrates with a few drinks and drives to Los Angeles. On the way, he lands up in a car accident, but is rescued by a fan. At first, everything seems great until the fan refuses to take him to the hospital despite his broken leg. The fan also gets him hooked onto painkillers, where she refuses to give him any more unless he rewrites the final Misery book, where the protagonist does not die. Here we see two stories of characters who initially seem normal and helpful, but it is soon revealed that they have psychotic tendencies, and all hell breaks loose. The book has also been converted into film adaptations. Before you click off this video, I have one honorable mention. In the last season, we saw a guest appearance of Paul Wesley, and in this season, we see his Vampire Diaries co-star, Ian Somerhalder, who plays Damon Salvatore. I thought it was interesting that both Vampire Diaries stars got their break soon after their Smallville appearances. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and for me to reach my goals. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.